Giants fans, here's the good news. The offense has come alive. Double digits in hits in 2 straight games, and balls are flying out of the yard. But the bad news, the bats of their opponents are also hot. And AT Park has turned into a hitter's paradise. Will the hit parade continue in Game 2 of the series? We'll find out. Giants Pirates next. Back to AT Park here on this Tuesday night as we get ready for Giants baseball. This is Game 2 of this 3-game series, Pirates and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants, look, they're scoring a few runs, and base running needs to get cleaned up a little bit. I mean, all in all, they need to play much cleaner baseball, but it always helps if you can get a terrific start, and Jeff Samardzij's start the last time out was fabulous.
Well, he's using 4 pitches, and he's using them effectively, and it's really made the hitters aware of his off-speed stuff, and it's getting them off the fastball. He'll look to continue that same type of progress with this new curveball, and hopefully give this team a chance to win. Now, the other good thing about the Giants is they're getting some more offense back in the lineup tonight. Buster Posey's been out the last 2 days. He'll be in the lineup, and you know, they just need to do what they can do. They weren't doing anything completely special or super prior to the All-Star break, but they were doing the little things right. They need to get back to doing the little things right, and that'll be their key.
All right, should be fun tonight here at the Yard. Pirates are in the wild card race. All right, when we come back, we're going to get an update from Willie Mays Plaza from the fellas. We'll have that for you right after this.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by Toyota. Hurry in for Toyota's annual clearance event to get an incredible deal on the 2016 Toyota you want before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places.
Your Giants getting set for Game 2 of this 3-game series with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and Jeff Samardzij, the Shark, is going to be on the hill for the Giants. He is tasked with turning things around. Welcome back to our broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and things have been pretty rough for the Giants. All you can do is think about the positives, though. They're not firing on all cylinders, but the Giants defense has been making some jaw-dropping plays. It is our greater coverage of baseball. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. Giants defense last night, pretty spectacular. Top of the 4th inning. Hunter Pence could be the catch of the year. He slips on the bullpen mound, and somehow only Hunter can get this done. He catches the foul ball flat on his back. Crowd goes wild. And then newest Giant, Eduardo Nunez, top of the 5th, starting to look comfortable here, making not one, but 2 great plays at the hot corner. He robs McCutchen and Freeze of base hits. Giants looking to turn things around. They're going to use momentum off of those defensive plays last night, and they're looking to the Shark. He'll be on the hill. We've got Crook and Kite. We've got lineups. We've got first pitch, and Buster Posey is back in the lineup. Stay with us.
For the Pirates and the Giants in game 2 of this 3-game series. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every day. 62 degrees here at the ballpark. You see the winds, humidity, and it's partly cloudy. All right, the Pirates lineup that will be facing Jeff Samardzija. It'll be Harrison Marte and then Andrew McCutchen, and you see his numbers lifetime against Samardzija. He's got some ownage on Samardzija with 5 doubles. It'll be Polanco, Gong, and then Cervelli. John Jaso in the lineup. He is going to hit 7th, and it's Mercer. And the pitcher, he's a youngster. It's Jameson Taillon.
Jeff Samardzija getting ready to lead his team out onto the field. And he definitely knows the importance of this game. Coming off a good outing where he really mixed 4 pitches in beautifully. The new addition is a curveball that he has grown confidence in quite quickly. Let's take a look at the numbers for Samardzija. 6'5", 225-pound, 31-year-old, his 7th year at the big league level. Start number 24. He's 10-8 on the year with a 4.23 ERA. 107 strikeouts against 39 walks. And when you take your bats against him, you're going to see a fastball that will go 92 to 97, depending on the grip. He will two-seam. He will cut it. He's got a slider, a changeup, and a curveball. And the curveball has been the difference maker because it has got the hitter off of the fastball. And that was something he'd been working to do. Find a consistent off-speed pitch that would allow him to have that 3rd speed. Lifetime against the Pirates, 4-4, but with an ERA of 2.79. So he always pitches well against Pittsburgh. Now let's take a look at the defense playing behind Samardzija tonight. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right, it'll be Pagan, Span, and Pinch, the best arm in right field. Crawford, Nunez on the left side of the infield. Panic, Bell on the right side. Buster Posey, he's back in the lineup, and he will be in the squad, putting down the signs. And right now it's time for our Nissan keys to the game and the Samardzija curveball, which we saw so effective in his last outing. We're going to watch that very closely tonight with the hopes that it has the same effect on his outcome like it had in his last outing. And number 2, we welcome back Buster Posey. Good to see him feeling good. He had some back stiffness the last couple outings. They gave him the extra day yesterday. He feels great today. He's back in the lineup. So we feel that these are our Nissan keys to the game.
There's McCutchen.
Andrew McCutchen with his Manny Mota stick-em stick. Threatening to gum up Dave Benzer's camera.
No, that camera hasn't been cleaned in 5 years. What are you talking about? First pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it is a called strike. So we get started at 7:16. Harrison in the game last night went 1 for 5. He's a good little player. And he rolls this one to Nunez. And this game gets started with a 5-3 putout. So here's Marte. Marte 2 for 5 last night. Both teams last night ended up with 12 hits. The difference in the game was the Pirates bunched their hits together in a couple of innings. The Giants spread out their 12 hits through 9 innings. And a strike call to Marte, hitting .317. He's got 7 home runs. He's got 40 runs batted in. And he's had 25 lifetime at bats against Samardzija, and he's 7 for 25. Curveball rolled foul. It's 0-2.
And that's the beauty of the curveball. He's out front. Right off the end of the bat. They're so aware of Samardzija's fastball when they get in that batter's box. They're not concerned about the off-speed stuff because he's never really shown that he has a definitive off-speed pitch that he can rely upon and throw it 2-0, 3-1, 3-2. And he has shown that in his last couple starts with the pitch.
This is popped into shallow right field. Pence is back to where he made that great catch, and this time he's going to come up short.
Now he was tiptoeing too as he was getting closer to the bullpen mounds. Can't blame him for that.
It'd be hard to duplicate that one from last night.
We saw some amazing defense in last night's ball game. We're talking about both teams putting on a leather clinic. Eduardo Nunez, Hunter Pence, Andrew McCutchen.
It stays at 0-2 to Marte. And there's a base hit into left field. So that comes on an 0-2 pitch.
Well, the first 10 starts of Jeff Samardzija, the fastball and the cutter, they weren't doing a whole lot with him. Look at hitting 265 with the fastball, 213 on the cutter. The last 13 starts has been different. They've been hitting the fastball at 369, the cutter 273, and the reason for that is that he didn't have a great off-speed stuff, and that has all changed in the last 2 starts.
Now Marte's the one base stealer on this team. He's got 40. So you face a guy that's got 40 that's on first, and then you face a guy on the plate that's got ownage on you. So that's a bad combination. And the runner goes, and Posey gets rid of it. His throw not in time. He stolen base number 41. I'm sure, like on all close plays, Giants will look at it, but it sure looked to me like he was safe.
Strike on the pitch. Yeah, I don't.
Maybe closer than I thought.
It was closer than we thought, but he was safe. That left hand definitely got to the base.
And it was a strike to McCutchen. And that fastball is high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think too about a true base stealer is you can't relax once he gets to second base, especially with 1 out or less. They'll steal third just as easily as they'll steal second. Marte's got the green light. If he gets a good jump, he's gone.
Crawford under his glove, and that'll roll out into left field. Marte had to stop, so that'll put runners at first and third. And here's Polanco. So the guy that really hurt the Giants last night is not coming up. Polanco had 2 hits, 4 RBIs. He hit a home run. He hit his 17th in the game last night. So good, strong left-handed hitter. And he chases the breaking ball, and it's 0-1. This was off of Matt Moore last night.
And Moore threw pretty well, but this is the one pitch that he really wanted back. Polanco hitting in the 8th spot in the lineup last night. Pitcher behind him. He didn't have to give him anything that he could drive middle in. That was a mistake. They wanted that pitch to go away. Hey, but if you could put every pitch where you wanted it to be, it'd be easy, and it's not.
And that fastball is high. So Polanco at the plate with Marte and McCutchen at the corners. And it's down low. 2 balls and a strike. The Pirates are involved in the wild card race. It's not really possible for them to catch the Cubs. They're 13 games back of the Cubs in the Central, but they're only a game back of the second wild card spot, which is currently owned by the Cardinals. Tapped off his foot, coming home, not in time. So it wasn't off his foot. It just looked like it.
Well, Samardzija is very athletic. We all know that, and he defensively thinks there's a play, not a play that he can't make. He sees the runner coming down the third base line, but this is a tag play. This is not going to be a play where you just get a force. I mean, so it's got to be a play where you have to get to that catcher a little bit quicker. That's our X-Mo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. So they give up an out for a chance to negate the run, and they couldn't do it. So this is a big opportunity for the Pirates here.
Home plate umpire, by the way, is Marty Foster. Then it's Eddings, Winters, and Malinsky.
Marty Foster, low ball umpire, but he's got a very good steady zone.
And that pitch is down low. The Pirates have 2 guys that'll try to move up, and that's McCutchen and Polanco. Here's the winner last night, Ryan Vogelsong. It's 2 balls, no strikes. And a called strike. Samardzija's last start only went 3 innings. His last start against the Pirates. It was in the middle of June. And another strike. It's 2-2.
Pound that outside corner. Gong's got power. And a 40 home run year in Korea. This was the outing that Samardzija had back in June.
Hit on the ground to Panic. Crawford's got to get there. That's 1, and that's 2. And that'll end the inning. Crawford was playing Gong to pull, and they turn it. It's 1-0 Pirates. Now it's time for the Giants to hit. And here's their lineup. It's the varsity. It's Span, Pagan, and Belt. And Belt 12 RBIs in August. That's tied for 4th most in the National League. Buster Posey back in the lineup. Then it's Crawford, Pence, and Nunez. Joe Panic will hit 8th, and Jeff Samardzija 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Pirates will be the big right-hander, Jameson Taillon. Taillon, a rookie, 24 years of age, a big guy, 6'5", 240 pounds, about to make his 11th start, and he has been off to a great start. 3-2 with a 2.85 ERA, but of late, even hotter than that. And how does he do it? He's going to come at you with a mid to high 90s fastball. He'll wheel 2 and 4 seam. He's got a curveball and a changeup. And everything he has, he can make you swing and miss with. Former first-round pick, number 2 overall, the 2010 first-year player draft. He got sidetracked a little bit when he had to have Tommy John surgery. Missed 2 seasons. But the Pirates excited that he's finally ready to be at the big league level. I mean, you look at the frame on this guy. I mean, he looks like he's built for innings.
Here's Span. Span hitting .263. Span had 3 hits last night and a home run. When Denard Span gets 3 hits, you figure the Giants are going to win the game. I don't know why. Top of the order, kind of a spark. So that did not happen last night.
Did not.
They were playing from behind most of the game. 2-0. Pagan and then Belt. And a little pop-up that's going to be a tough play to make, and Span beats it out. That's a big league hit right there.
Hey, Josh Harrison, the second baseman for the Pirates, he made about as good an effort as you could make on this one. I mean, this has got some kind of funky spin to it, and it's going to be spinning when it gets in your hand. And if it wasn't for the speed of Span, I mean, he pulls it off. A for effort right there. That's the big leagues. Let's take a look at that Pirate defense playing behind Taillon. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Marte, McCutchen, Polanco. Great arms on the corners. Mercer, Gong on the left side. Harrison, John Jaso will be on the right side, and Cervelli will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's Pagan hitting .292. Span gets back. The Giants last night, their first 3 hitters had 8 hits in the game. 8. Pagan had 2 of them. Pagan was 2 for 4. And he takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Belt to follow. And then Buster Posey, who's ready to go on the top step. And Pagan goes around. Just watching Taillon, we've only seen him now throw a couple of pitches. It really looks like he takes a lot of time. May have been just on that pitch.
Now, like a lot of young pitchers, a lot of tall young pitchers, they are not particularly quick out of the stretch. That last time was 1-4-1. That's slow.
And that pitch is high and wide. 2 balls and 1 strike.
1.37. 1.25. 1 second. 1.25 seconds. That's average. So 1.37. That's slow. Billy Hayes, the first base coach, timing Taillon. This information he will relay to Denard Span.
3-1. There's Belt. Another sellout crowd here tonight. I guess that's not a story. The story is as if it wasn't.
Yeah, you're right.
3-1. See if Span goes. He does. Swinging a bouncing ball into the hole, a base hit. Span's going to stop just briefly at second and then move over to third. So nice piece of hitting.
Well, he's been hot, and you don't get hot unless you have bat control Little two-seam fastball, not a hanger either. But Pagan seeing the infield, and with the runner going, the shortstop pulls, and he sees an opportunity and puts it right through the slot. Span slowing down a bit. Now he sees it go to left field, and it's flame on.
Here's Belt. Belt with 3 hits last night. And Pagan goes. And Pagan is going to steal it easily.
Cervelli had no chance. Big high leg kick, 1.42 seconds, and on a slow curveball. Could not have picked a better pitch to steal on. So we know what Mr. Taillon's going to be working on next year in spring training. Slide stepping.
Little looper, but it's out to Harrison, who makes the catch. So Belt misses an opportunity. So Buster Posey will step up. Infield is back. Span at third. Pagan at second. No balls and 1 strike.
Now, if he's last couple days he had some back stiffness, lower back stiffness. It didn't look like it was bothering him on that swing.
And the next pitch is down low. 12 home runs for Buster Posey, 54 driven in.
Taillon, the way he uses his stuff, the fastball, it's going to be 64% of the time. At least hit 318 out, but look at the curveball and the changeup. They're not doing a whole lot with his specialty pitches.
And that's rolled foul.
And there was that curveball. Picked by our ball dude, Brad Holsworth. And over on the first base side, that's Blake Holsworth.
Yeah, we've got Holsworths all over the place. 1 and 2. And this pop-up is out of play. So Taillon threw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. There's an idea that he could get it up there if he wants to.
Well, watch the face on Posey on this swing. That was not comfortable.
Breaking ball hit into right center field. And guess what? Nobody's there. It's going to be a double, and the Giants take the lead. As Buster Posey gingerly jogs into second base.
Now Taillon did him a favor. He threw him a breaking ball, and he hung it. That's just a big high curveball laying out right at the belt. And Posey does what you're supposed to do with a hanger. Stays inside it beautifully, finds the opposite gap. And easy 2 RBIs, and he sort of eases into second base.
So here's Crawford. Crawford takes high. Buster will spread it around, won't he?
Well, 102 hits, and that's distribution. That's why you can't overload any side of the field on him defensively. You have to play him straight up.
Pulled on the ground. Jaso has got it. He's going to go to the bag. Posey moves to third, 2 outs. So here's Hunter Pence. Pence had 1 hit in the game. He was 1 for 4 last night. He had drawn an infield and he punched one up the middle off of Vogelsong.
He threw him a lot of off-speed stuff last night. Opens up the at-bat with a 2-seam fastball at 94.
And a strike. So lowers his sights. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Hunter Pence fan. Nunez on deck. Dodgers won tonight. That's the final now in Philadelphia.
It's quite a story. Chase Utley going back to Philadelphia for the first time after leaving Philadelphia. Has 2 home runs. Solo shot and a grand slam.
And Pence goes around. It's 2-2.
Tyone keeps that curveball down. That's a good pitch. Well, that's a good pitch to righties and lefties.
Driven to right. And spearing it at the last second is Polanco, and that'll end the inning. So Buster Posey, with runners at second and third, he drives it into the gap, and it gives the Giants a 2-1 lead. We'll be back.
SFN Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. Get a free road trip day pack with a AAA insurance quote. Go to AAA.com/road trip or a AAA branch for details. Restrictions apply.
Giants 2, Pirates 1. Both teams scoring in the first inning. And a man that really was destined to play in this city is leading off.
Francisco.
Cervelli. And a foul. There, the souvenir.
Got a man making a play.
Cervelli out, tying a shoe or dealing with something. Cervelli yesterday went 1 for 2. And that pitch runs inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Maybe first game. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going with first game. Oh, yeah. Well, I was looking pretty good.
Yeah.
A little tired, but pretty good.
2 balls and a strike. John Jaso on deck, and then Jordy Mercer. Struck well. Pagan's not going to catch it, and it's off the bottom of the wall. He gets a great carom, and the throw is a bit offline, so it's a double for Cervelli.
Cervelli continues to impress. Last time the Giants saw the Pirates was in Pittsburgh, and Cervelli was on the disabled list. Little slider hanging out right at the belt. That is just a classic hanging slider. And I thought off the crack of the bat this was out of here. Cervelli doesn't have a home run on the year, and I thought that may have been the first one right at the base of the wall.
So here's John Jaso. Both teams now with 3 hits. Jaso got in last night in the double switch, and he had 1 at bat and he walked.
7-year veteran. He's patient.
Shoots this one into the gap, and it looks like he's going to trade places with Cervelli. And now this game is tied. Back-to-back doubles. And that'll bring up Jordy Mercer.
Nice opposite field hitting. Finding that gap by Jaso. Right now, Samardzi's got to get the ball down because they're making him pay for mistakes up at the belt.
Mercer hitting at .270. Swing ain't gonna miss. So he gets it down on that pitch at 94.
Now down around the knees at 94 with 2-seam movement, it's going to sink, and he's going to get swing throughs. If they do make contact, they're going to hit it in the ground.
In tight, 1 ball and 1 strike. Mercer in 13 at bats against Samardzija. Lifetime, he's only got 1 hit. And Samardzija keeps trying to hit that inside corner. It's 2-1. Top of the 2nd inning. On deck is the pitcher, Tyone. On that one, and it's too high. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the walk. So that's makes it easy now for Clint Hurdle. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen. Well, you well know that if you've been a San Francisco Giant in your career, the door's always open to become one again. That's exactly what happened. The Giants announced today they've signed former Giants pitcher Joe Nathan to a minor league contract. We're going to make it our healthy dose of goodness. It's brought to you by Eric's Deli Cafe. A couple of facts on Joe. He was a 6th-round draft pick back in 1995, made his debut with San Francisco in 1999, and part of a pretty controversial trade for A.J. Pierzynski in 2003. He was a 6-time All-Star. He's 41 years old with 377 career saves. One of those was with the Giants. Bruce Bochy said today, pending a physical, he is going to report to Richmond. Now, here is a fun fact, guys. There is one active player in the majors that also played at Candlestick like Joe Nathan, Adrian Beltre. One left.
Wow.
I never even thought about that.
I hadn't thought about that. And how about Bruce Bochy going out to have a chat with everybody?
That's something we don't normally see.
I think he was a little chapped off.
Pure bunt situation, should go down the third baseline.
It was the Will Clark's rookie year. What was the line he gave you in the spring training game?
Yeah, we started out and like walked the first guy, then there was a base hit, then another walk, and all of a sudden I hear this time out. And here comes Will Clark, this is his first game in big league camp. And he comes over to the mound and he says, "Hey, if we're going to win this game, you're going to have to do a heck of a lot better than that."
Well, that may be the message.
Well, as only the thrill could. In all his glorious innocence.
It's a ball and a strike. The inning opened up with a Cervelli double and a Jaso double and a walk to Mercer, and now the pitcher Tyone has a chance to advance them both. Pulls the bat back at a swing and a miss because Nunez is right down his throat. It's 1-2.
Now, and every pitcher's told you cannot let a third baseman take the bunt away from you. So if they get in so shallow, you have the right to swing the bat. Butcher Boy style, show bunt, slash.
And how about that?
Well, Clint Hurdle's going to come out and argue with plate umpire Marty Foster, saying that's not a fair ball.
It's not.
And I agree with him. So.
Two down.
And a break.
That is a break. So here's Harrison, who bounced out to Nunez. And a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. At second is Mercer. And now timeout was called. Mercer with his lead. And that's a bit outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 doubles in the inning and a walk. The game is tied at 2-2.
Notice that when we've watched Samardzija out of the windup, he'll get the ball down out of the stretch. It can be a bit different.
This is going to be a one-hopper to Panic, and Panic will throw out Harrison, and that'll end the inning. So with the help of the double play, it's just 1 run and it's tied. Pennant race pack. Get tickets to 4 remaining regular season games. Guarantee your option to purchase 1 NLDS or wildcard ticket per pack. sfgiants.com/minipacks. A 2-2 ball game. As Nunez stands in, it'll be Nunez, Panic, and Samardzija. And Nunez rolls the first one foul.
It's a live fastball at 94 down around the knees. He sent the target away. I mean, that's just a good miss. But that's the real thing about a sinker. I mean, even if you miss on the other side of the plate, if it's down.
Well, look out, as that's wrote foul.
A little bit high. Hey, time now for our Togo's big play. The Togo's weighing last night. Eduardo Nunez hit a home run off of Ryan Vogelsong, his first home run as a Giant and second career home run off Vogelsong. And on the season for Nunez, it was home run number 13.
And he got him swinging. So Nunez went out of the strike zone, and that'll bring up Joe Panic. Joe Panic. 1 for 4 yesterday for Joe Panic. And a breaking ball for a strike.
Tyler's starting to zero in with that curveball. Cervelli wants another one. Why not? I mean, that's right over the top. That's a high 3/4 release and a straight down, almost a 12-6 biter on that curveball.
He's going to ride it.
And Panic swings at this one, and he's out. So 2 strikeouts here in the second.
3 pitches, 3 curveballs.
And here's Samardzija.
Jeff Samardzija batting practice, and they hit one just below the coke pile, completely over the bleacher section. I think Cervelli's going, hey, did you watch him take BP today? No. Good. We're good.
Now, let's not discuss that. Samardzija on the year, 7 hits and 48 at bats.
Umpires love that when a guy throws a fastball or any pitch that's in the strike zone and a catcher boxes it and then he calls it a strike.
And it rolls 12 feet away.
That's something an umpire will always comment on. Hey, way to make me look good.
A ball and a strike with Denard Span on deck. Rip and a foul. Row 1 behind the dugout. Nice catch. Two and 2. And Tyone strikes out the side. After 2, it's 2-2.
Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Well, the Mets are coming to San Francisco, and probable starters for the 4-day weekend series. Thursday, it's going to be Bumgarner against DeGrom. Cueto starts Friday. Matt Moore has the Saturday assignment, and then on Sunday, it's going to be Samardzija taking on All-Star Noah Syndergaard. So lots of pitching over the weekend, and we'd love to have you come on out.
third inning. It's a 2-2 ball game. This is the meat of the lineup facing Jeff Samardzija. And a strike to Starling Marte, who singled in the first inning, eventually scored. And then McCutchen, and then Polanco. Off his fist as he ran that one in on the hands of Marte. It's 0-2. It was Marte's base hit in the first inning. It came in this count right here. It was 0-2. And he got him.
Elevated 96 right across the letters. Between innings, Marty Foster, plate umpire, was talking over with Eric Ortega. He was really uncomfortable, which is really why Francisco Cervelli went out to the mound to have a no talk. Thinking maybe the ball came up and caught a piece of his ankle.
That or pulled the groin.
Could have done that. He is not comfortable.
So here's McCutchen. Curveball for a strike. McCutchen, he laced a single under the glove of Crawford in the first inning. And he takes the next pitch wide. And he hits the outside corner. It's 1-2.
93-mile-an-hour cutter. Good pitch. That's where he needs to be. And we were saying it's easier, I think, for him to get the ball down out of the windup than it is the stretch.
Well, you see the outfield, and we mentioned that yesterday that maybe could be, probably is the best defensive outfield. But they can do just about everything.
Steal bases, second in assists, batting average, runs scored, on base percentage, RBIs, the works.
And he gets McCutchen as he runs that one down and in.
And that's 92-mile-an-hour sink on the inside corner, down at the knees. You really can see this thing bottom out from the camera behind home plate. Two-seam movement. It's almost like a left-handed cutter. And at 96, and that's big-time velocity and movement. And combine that with location. See you later. Thanks for stopping by.
Here's Polanco. Picked up an RBI on a fielder's choice as he hit a ball to Samardzija, who chose to come home. Did not get the runner at home. And he takes a one-hopper. 1 ball and no strikes. Pirates tomorrow, day game. And it's like, for whatever reason, I wasn't paying attention. I knew the Mets are coming into town, right? Jay Bruce for 4 games.
Yep.
When that guy left town, it was like good riddance.
See you later. And he's back.
In Arizona, the Mets are leading the D-backs 4-1. Here's a 2-0 pitch to Polanco. And Polanco goes around. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now Jay Bruce is 2 for 3 in that game. He's about ready to tire himself out before he gets here.
Oh yeah, he'll be beat for 4 days here.
Out of play. 2-2.
Polanco had been pretty cold coming into this series. Had a nice night last night. The one thing he was doing was pulling off the ball, and you look at that last swing, he did not pull off at all. Good solid balanced swing.
Drop it? Play. Oh, he made it. It's 2-2. And Samardzija with a high fastball.
All right, whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy. I repeat, we have a Piper down. We're good.
I think you should celebrate. No. You fell on the ball.
That's concrete.
Three and two.
Now the first 50 games he was on fire, hitting the 310, and he was killing the bottom part of the strike zone. In the last 53, he's cooled off. First 50 basically put him on the All-Star team. And then the last one took him off the All-Star team.
Oh, he got a bit of a hanger, and it's fouled straight back. Yep, he's hanging in there. Gave it up. Wise.
Yeah, I mean, he's not asking for any ice bags.
A little pop-up that Nunez is going to come up a little short. Polanco broke his bat.
Yeah, just sort of dust him off.
Guy next to him is not impressed, I have to tell you. This guy here, he thinks this guy next to me is a tool.
Yeah, he stepped on both my feet.
He's giving him the stank eye out of the corner of his eye.
Yeah.
He's got a sweatshirt on. It's 90 degrees out. What's this guy thinking about?
Yeah. Well, he'll start feeling better.
3 and 2. And the payoff. Here it is. Foul back again.
97-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball.
Oh. Come on, laugh along with me. I am not.
No, he is not happy.
Oh, you really think that's funny? This is off the end of the bat, so Pence gets a late jump, but he manages to get there in plenty of time, and that's going to end the inning.
By First 5 California. Talk, read, sing. It changes everything.
It's a 2-2 ball game as Denard Span is going to hit first. Span had an infield hit, and he eventually scored. And here he takes a strike. On deck is Pagan, and then Belt, and it's low. 1 ball and 1 strike. A Span fan.
That's a Span fans.
Span on the ground. Harrison takes a hit away from him. Well, the Giants Insider Podcast is sponsored by Max Muscle Sports Nutrition and is live on CSNBayArea.com. Log on each week as Insider Alex Pavlovich. He's going to talk baseball, and you can also check it out on iTunes. Here's Pagan. Pagan singled in the left field in the first.
Jameson Taillon.
And Taillon in the 1-0 pitch to Pagan, and Pagan takes a strike.
I mentioned he was a 2nd pick in the country back in 2010, and he was moving rather rapidly through the minor league system. And then all of a sudden 2014 hit. He had elbow problems. Wound up having Tommy John, cost him 2 full seasons. Didn't throw a pitch.
Pop-up foul down the left field line and out of play.
You see the top 3 picks in the 2010 draft. 3 pretty good ones right there. Harper, Machado, and Taillon.
Well, we've seen all 3 of those guys within the last, what, 10 days?
Yeah.
Within the last week. Rolled foul. Well, the Pirates patient. I mean, I guess when you invest that much into your 1st-round draft pick, you have to be patient. So they put him on the shelf for a while.
Well, they absolutely handled it with kid gloves coming back from the Tommy John surgery.
To pitch, here it is to Pagan, and Pagan wraps one down the left field line and into the club level.
But the other thing too, though, I mean, you take 2 years off. I mean, that's going to set you back. That's a long time without playing baseball. So you can imagine how he felt this year when he had his health back. He went through camp, broke, went to the minor leagues, and worked his way back to the big leagues, or to the big leagues.
Tap slowly, gone, and they just got him. So nice, 2 nice plays here. See, John Miller is here, and he'll be coming into this chair. Innings 4, 5, and 6. Dave Fleming will be back in Los Angeles. Giants are taking a look at it and pretty sure that the right call was made, but they're, yeah.
Well, he didn't get much argument from Pagan, and he usually does if he thinks he's been wronged.
This is hit on the ground, and this is going to be 3 nice plays, and that'll end the inning. So John Miller will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. It's 2-2.
With the MLB.com at-bat app, you can stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day, live game, video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. So download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or your tablet. We are going to the top of the 4th inning. It is all tied up here at AT Park, 2-2. And now joining us in the booth, my old pal, John Miller. Welcome.
And the Pirates continue to play spectacular defense. In the 3rd inning, it was Josh Harrison's turn to look like a Gold Glover. Jung Ho Kang, and that's that big curveball, is swinging, strike 1. Kang grounded into a double play to end the 1st inning. Double plays have been big. The Giants have turned a couple of them. Otherwise, the Pirates might have more than just the 2 runs. 2-2 the score. Right to 3rd. Nunez, 1 away.
Well, you're right. Defense has been very, very solid these first 2 games, and you know it is the key. If you can get your pitchers out of jams with defense, you have a good chance of winning the ball game. So hopefully the Giants can respond with some more runs tonight.
And this Pirates team, probably the best defensive outfield of any team in baseball, and we saw that last night. All 3 of them made huge plays in that game, although none bigger than the spectacular catch by Andrew McCutchen. But tonight it's Josh Harrison who's looked like a Gold Glover at second base. Francisco Cervelli, check swing foul.
Well, the outfield really is 3 center fielders playing in the Pirates outfield, and they're also very gifted with their arms. Now, we don't talk much about Andrew McCutchen's arm. It's an average arm, only because you talk so much about Marte and Polanco's arms on the corners. They're just lightning rods. They rank 2nd in the National League in outfield assists because of those arms. But it's tough to find holes.
Ball and a strike to Cervelli, who hit a ball off the left field wall for a double back in the 2nd inning and scored a run. Well, and sometimes it can be misleading, the fact that they're 2nd in outfield assists, because their whole outfield teams don't like to tempt those arms that often, but they still get assists even so. Crawford, and Cervelli is out number 2. That's 7 straight retired by some margin. 2-2 the score.
Those starting pitchers have definitely settled in. Right now for Samardzija, it's key. Stay out of the stretch. I mean, he's got a different release out of the one-up than he does the stretch.
Jaso hit a double his first time. Ball 1. Dodgers won their game in Philadelphia. The Giants, who have seen almost all of their once very commanding lead in the division, disappear. And it's 1-1.
Change up. That's something we're seeing Samardzija do now. We didn't see even in the first part of the year when he was so hot. He's backing up off speed pitches. So 2 in a row. That was a curveball changeup combination. First 2 pitches of this at bat.
That is a called strike 2.
And back with another curve. So 3 pitches, 3 off speed pitches to Jaso. Sets up a fastball in.
2-2. The Giants are to the point now where if they don't win this game, they will fall behind the Dodgers and into second place in the West. Not that that would be a crushing blow, but symbolically. And that is in the dirt. And now it's a full count. Giants were so far ahead. Then the Dodgers lost Kershaw, their ace, and they've been hot ever since.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that they've been better without Kershaw.
3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Jaso thought he had a walk. Posey, Crawford, Pence coming up with the Giants. It's 2-2. Wild card playoff, and Brandon Crawford broke a 0-0 tie with a grand slam in the top of the 4th against Edinson Volquez. That's the home run porch there over the Roberto Clemente 21-foot high wall. That was the first grand slam by any shortstop in any postseason game in Major League history.
Well, I'll never forget it, and neither will Brandon Crawford.
Madison Bumgarner did pretty much the rest. He shut out the Pirates. And Marty Foster, the home plate umpire. There's Ed Montague, longtime Major League umpire, now an umpire supervisor. Bay Area native and resident. Looked like Foster, he was getting a visit from Giants assistant trainer Eric Ortega between innings. Looks like he's hurting.
We think it's a groin strain. And they'll obviously keep a close watch on Marty Foster. And the problem with you're behind the home plate, I mean, you got to get down and squat just like the catcher every pitch. And he is not comfortable.
Buster Posey, who hit a 2-run double into the gap out to the 421 side his first time. And the curveball for a called strike from Taillon.
That's a good curveball.
Buster's second at bat of the game. He's had some lower back stiffness. Put him on the shelf for a couple of days. And it's 0-2. Buster came up the day before yesterday as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning of the game with the Orioles. It was the possible winning run, and they walked him intentionally. And Buster's not moving very well. He's thrown out by Jordy Mercer, the shortstop. 1 away. As Brandon Crawford comes up, grand slams in winner-take-all postseason games. Bill Skowron was the first ever to do it for the Yankees, 1956 at Ebbets Field, Brooklyn. Troy O'Leary of the Red Sox did it in Cleveland in '99. Johnny Damon of the Red Sox in '04 did it at Yankee Stadium. That was the clinching game. 4th straight win for the Red Sox in that best-of-7 series. Then Buster did it in Cincinnati. And that was the winning hit in the clinching victory in the division series, where the Giants won 3 in a row after falling behind 2-0.
Matt Latos. Latos just signed on with the AAA club with the Nationals recently.
Curveball, a strike. Crawford hit one right up the first base line and hit it hard his first time, but Jaso was playing him right along the line and got him out. On the left field line, Marte, plenty of room. 2 down. And here's Hunter Pence. That 2004 Johnny Damon, that was the series where the Yankees led the Red Sox 3-0. No team in Major League history had or has ever come from 3-0 behind and won a series, except that 2004 Red Sox team. They won 4 in a row, and Damon got the grand slam in game 4. Pence badly fooled, looked like a changeup, and it's 0-1. 88 miles an hour.
Seen a lot of off-speed stuff this homestand. Orioles, now the Pirates. I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that.
With the strawberries and the cream. It's like Wimbledon. Here's strike 2, a foul ball back.
Well, the caramel corn is unbelievable. I'm surprised she was sharing. I got to be honest. That's how good that stuff is.
Right along the first base line, a fair ball. That was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And Pence will have to stop at second as Polanco hurries it back in.
He definitely is back locked in. About a week ago, he could not stand an outside pitch. And tonight, his first at bat, he lined out to right field. Here in an 0-2 count, stays inside it beautifully and drives it right past Jaso at first base. He never had a chance. So in an 0-2 count, he puts himself at second base here with 2 outs. It's good to see him cover that outside part and drive the ball to right field. He's doing that, you know he's locked.
So now Eduardo Nunez to try and knock in the go-ahead run. It's 2-2 in the 4th inning. Nunez struck out his first time. Ball 1. That double by Pence gives the Giants their first base runner since Buster Posey's 1-out double in the first. Taillon had retired 10 in a row until Pence's double. That moves him off a little bit. 2-0.
Looks like he's kind of cherry picking the corners right now. They know that Nunez has been swinging the bat well. They got first-hand look at it last night, and they do have an open base here.
Three 3-0. Joe Paddock, the left-handed hitter, on deck.
Really, I mean, they don't have to pitch to anybody. They can get to Samardzija. They've got 2 open spots.
Not to call on that one. Pitcher strike, 3-1.
Well, if you're Eduardo Nunez and you want to swing the bat right now, the way you're seeing it, a mechanical correction in his swing, and he's really been a different hitter ever since.
Three and 2. Now Cervelli goes out to talk to Taillon.
Here's a veteran catcher talking to a rookie pitcher, and he's going to say, listen, you got first base open. In your mind, it's an 0-2 count, not a 3-2 count. This is not a get-it-in situation.
That curveball was pretty fat looking right in the middle of the plate.
Well, I'm sure that's what he was talking to him about. He walks Nunez, and he could walk Panic to get to Samardzija. So, I mean, he really could manage himself into an advantage here facing a pitcher with the bases loaded.
3-2 the count. 2 down, Pence at second. And he does walk him. Dug out of the dirt by Cervelli. And here comes Joe Panic. Panic struck out his first time, and he chased a couple of curveballs in the dirt. But Joe has been getting his hits here lately, hitting the ball well last 3 or 4 days.
And I think here, if you're hitting 8th and you got a pitcher behind you, give yourself a little kiss on the bat head, get up there in the box and look for a corner, in or out, cheat.
That hangs up there for McCutchen, and the inning is over. 2 men left. We go to the 5th inning, still tied at 2.
Amy G's Giants exclusive ready for you at csnbayarea.com is brought to you by First 5 California. Talk, read, sing, it changes everything. Our special guest is Sergio Romo. We know all about him as a pitcher, but now you get to know about him as a dad. He has 2 beautiful boys, Rex and Rylan. We talk about what kind of music they like to listen to. We talk about Sergio's attempt to make them bilingual, speak Spanish and English. And we also find out the backstory on the warm-up song Sergio has chosen when he comes out to pitch. It's pretty famous. csnbayarea.com. Check it out.
All right, Amy, we will. El Machon is the entrance music for Sergio. So we'll get the backstory on it. Now the Pirates in the 5th inning with Jordy Mercer, the 8th place hitter, to lead off against Jeff Samardzija. 2-2 the score. 5th inning. Ooh. Just off the corner. Ball 1. Mercer walked his first time. Back at Samardzija. Hit him in the foot. Backhanded flip. In time.
Just an athletic play. We brag about his athleticism. I mean, so much has been said about his career, not only in baseball, but in football as an All-American wide receiver at Notre Dame. But it's plays like these where you see the athleticism. And for a guy 6'5" to be this agile and balanced and creative. This is a throw. This is a play you don't practice. It's a total ad lib, and now he takes this and just takes the momentum of the play and shovels a little underhander, and they get Mercer by a bunch.
So one down. Here is Taillon, the pitcher. He bunted into a double play and lines a base hit. Pence thought about trying to throw him out, but Taillon really hustled for his first major league hit in his 19th official at bat. We were talking about the entrance music for Sergio Romo. It was playing last night when Romo came in, and Josh Harrison, he likes it.
Yeah, I would have to say he likes it. One of the more popular players on the Pirates team. He has conquered the fear of having a good time. It's a good song.
It really is, and the fans get into it, that's for sure. And there's ball one down and away to Josh Harrison.
Well, that swing of the bat from Taillon puts Samardzija in the stretch. We're talking about the different release point for Samardzija in the windup and the stretch. It affects his command. He elevates more out of the stretch than he does the windup.
That ball is clobbered foul right off the bullpen mound. That ball was up and hit very hard.
And when you have a pronounced motion out of the windup, and for Samardzija, again 6'5", he really has a big turn, and he'll show the hitter the back of his jersey. He'll show his numbers. Well, you can't do that same thing out of the stretch, and because of that, it becomes a different rhythm. And when you change your rhythm, oftentimes you change your release point. And for Samardzija, it has been hard for him to be consistent to the knee-high location out of the stretch. And as he goes forward, I mean, that's where he has to improve upon the consistency of that release to be able to get the ball down while he's in the stretch.
1-1 the count to Harrison. What do we? Oh, I see the runner at first putting the warm-up jacket on. He's having a hard time doing it.
Just get booed.
First time he's ever gotten on base in the big leagues.
He's trying to do it with gloves on, and forget it. Got his uni caught in it.
1 ball, 1 strike. That's in there for a strike. 1-2. He's still working on it over there. Ah, got it. That was not a problem.
Yep. The veterans looking at each other going, rookies. The rookies are supposed to be entertaining.
Pulled that one off the outside at 95 miles an hour. 2-2.
He's going to have a heck of a time. They may have to cut this off him when he gets back to the dugout. Collar's all messed up.
I think it better try to get a jacket with buttons.
Yeah. Maybe a button guy.
Right along the line. There's one. And Harrison's just too fast to double up on that one. So they get the lead runner, Taillon at second. 2 down. Harrison, the runner at first. And he's liable to try to take second here with Marte coming up. Okay, what's he going to do with that jacket now?
Well, he may have to ask a trainer for some assistance here. Dude.
That's it. Come on, it's easy. It's just a jacket.
Yeah, well, he's going to take the gloves off first.
Never worn a jacket before? Runner going. Buster throw. What a throw, but not in time.
You look at the reaction from Joe Panik, and I think he thought they got him. I wouldn't put stolen base just yet.
Ron Wotus on the phone to the video room. Let's take a look.
Nick Winters on the call. From there, he looks safe. This will be a little more revealing. Safe. That will not get reviewed.
16th steal for Harrison. He's only been thrown out twice. So now he's in scoring position. Marte, the Pirates' leading hitter for batting average at .318. He's had a hit and a steal tonight. Buster's made a couple of great throws on stolen base attempts and did not get either runner. Whoa. And so Marte just can't believe that one.
Well, Marty Foster's more of a low ball guy. You don't get too many belt high fastballs. And his zone has been consistent tonight. It's been a good zone. I mean, that's one you want. It's one you want him to swing at. That's how they struck him out in his last at bat in the third.
Back to the screen. 2-1 the count now. So Samardzija's got a little trouble here. First time the Pirates have had a man in scoring position since the second inning. Buster thought it was strike. He was still counting that first one as a strike.
In his mind, it was strike one, not ball one. All right, Buster. Fastball above the hands. All right, swung on a miss. Let's go hit. Not yet.
2-2 the count. Andrew McCutchen is on deck. Runner at second. He struck him out. And he just blew a couple of fastballs right by him. To strand Harrison at second. Samardzija coming up. Then the top of the order. Span and Pagan.
is Beatles tribute night, a 50-year anniversary of their final live concert at Candlestick Park. Your special event ticket will include an Abbey Road inspired Giants t-shirt and a ticket to see the Giants take on the Mets. Go to sfgiants.com/special events for more information.
Jeff Samardzija has been the Giants' top RBI man among pitchers. That's a foul out of play. Madison Bumgarner's knocked in 5 runs. Matt Cain's knocked in 5. Johnny Cueto's knocked in 3. Jake Peavy's knocked in 3, but Samardzija's knocked in 7. But he has not hit a home run. And that's a little bit surprising, isn't it?
Well, considering he hit one completely over the bleachers today and it one-hopped the Coke machine or the Coke bottle out in left field, yeah, absolutely. It's a bit odd.
0-2.
And we always talk about Madison Bumgarner's BP, and it's impressive. It's as good as any big leaguer there is. Well, Samardzija's right there with him in regards to distance. He doesn't hit him out quite as often, but he'll hit him as far.
Curveball off the inside. I asked Samardzija about it as the California hornblower steams into the Cove on the Bay Cruise. He says, I'm a good 5 o'clock power guy. Can anybody catch this one? Nobody caught it. And it was Taillon. It's almost like he still had that jacket on. Just on the foul side of the line. Right there looked like it was right over the line, didn't it?
From that angle right there, it looked fair. Absolutely. But it's not reviewable. A foul ball in the infield. Look at that. You could look at the foul line in the outfield.
Put the little stick in.
I mean, that was very close. Hit him on the wrist. But Marty Foster was looking right down the line, so he saw it. Nevertheless, it's still going to be an error on Taillon.
Mercer. And that's all for Samardzija. He got a second chance there. Still goes down. So we found a few things tonight that Taillon does not do well. Doesn't zip up a jacket very well.
No. He's way below average on that.
And pop-ups.
Yeah.
He proved why pitchers aren't supposed to go after pop-ups.
Needs work.
The actual pitching part that he gets paid for, he looks pretty good. Denard Span has had an infield single and scored a run and was robbed of a hit his last time by Josh Harrison.
Looked like a little bit of an ankle roll there for Taillon on his left ankle.
Well, now Marty Foster gave the high strike on that curveball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dodgers won. You can see it on the out-of-town scoreboard there in the background. They won rather handily. There were 7 home runs hit in that game. 2 of them by Chase Utley in his return to Philly. Josh Harrison didn't even have to dive for this one. 2 down. Span is 1 for 3, and here comes Angel Pagan. Washington and Colorado in a 2-2 tie at the end of 3 innings. They've been in a rain delay since then. San Diego lost to Tampa Bay 15-1. The Rays hit 5 home runs in that game. Evan Longoria hit 2 of them. Brad Miller hit 2. That's a foul off to the left.
Got a man making a play. Catcher. About the pud. Now let's watch him pick it. Oh yeah. Right in the sweet spot. Come on.
I think he got screened off the ball too. 0-1 the count. And that will go back out of play. Matt Duffy, by the way, is now playing for Tampa Bay at shortstop, and he went 2 for 2 in that game for his new team. And curveball down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two down, nobody on. 2-2 the score. 5th inning. And he fought that one off. The 1-2 Brandon Belt is on deck.
'73 pitches with 2 outs here at the bottom of the 5th. It's about right where Taillon should be.
Curveball, and Pagan is able to get a piece of that one again.
Yeah, we show what the league was hitting against Taillon's curveball, and it's not a whole lot. It's in the low 100s.
Well, Pagan's hanging in there against it. Cervelli drops the sign. 2 down, bases empty. He struck him out. Came back with the high hard one. And we're ahead to the 6th inning. The big hitters, McCutchen, Polanco, Gung coming up. 2-2. Giants 2 here at AT Park. Earlier today, Mike, was the day of the team photo, team picture.
It's not easy to get everybody there.
2, 3. Oh.
Andy Cuno taking the shot.
1, 2, 3. Yep, 30 up.
Andy puts a lot of cool photos up on Instagram it's at Punk Point. Along the right field line, Pence a long run. Look out for the bullpen mounds. And it's up into the crowd.
He's checking out where that bullpen mound is. I mean, he really plays this game fearlessly. And last night was one of the really great plays that we've ever seen. To watch him slip, and now his legs sort of collapse as they meet the mound. And through it all, his concentration was to the ball. This was with 2 men on. And at the time, Matt Moore was leaking oil, and it got him off the field. It was a great play. Buster Posey loved it. We all did.
One ball, 1 strike to Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen has singled and struck out. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Pirates and 1 error. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Giants. Giants got their runs in the first inning. Pirates got 1 in the first, 1 in the second. 2-1. That was pitch number 81 thrown this evening by Jeff Samardzija. Mets are leading Arizona 7-4 now. Top of the 7th in Phoenix. So now 3 balls, 1 strike. And the Mets starting tonight was Noah Syndergaard. He was rolling along, but he got nicked for a 3 spot in the 6th inning by the D-backs. That's it well out into deep right center. Span going a long way. Off the wall. McCutchen's going to keep going for 3, and he's going to make it standing with a triple.
Well, he's got some count leverage. He's looking for a challenge. He's looking for something up, and that's exactly what he gets. Back spins this out towards the gap. They had him shaded over to the left center field side, and no way Span could get to this one. And watch him run. He was thinking 3 bags early, and he's a full cook going around first base. And an easy stand-up triple to lead it off here. And very quickly, the Giants get their bullpen going.
That's his 2nd triple this year. StatCast on the MLB at bat app said 406 feet the distance on that one. Yeah, that was in the ballpark. Polanco, the count of 1 ball, no strikes, and he's the RBI leader for the Pirates. He got an RBI in the first inning, even though he hit a ball about what, 55, 60 feet from home plate. It knocked in Marte from 3rd. Giants middle infield stays back for Polanco. Big and strong. He's 0 for 2 in the game. Panic will have to go to first as McCutchen scores the go-ahead run. So Polanco gets it done. It's 3-2 Pittsburgh for the first time since their 1-0 lead in the first half inning of the game is leading.
Well, that's a nice situation at bat. Giants played that infield back, just trying to stay out of the big inning, and you do that when you're in the middle of the lineup. Get a leadoff triple.
Here's Jung Ho Kang. Check swing foul. Right over towards Cervelli, who's on deck.
It looked like Cervelli was yelling at him. Hey, quit picking on me.
Cervelli got a very dry sense of humor. Beauty. Strike 2 call. Cervelli, who's on deck, from Venezuela and has a similar background to the former Giant Marco Scutaro. His dad from Italy and his mom is Venezuelan. That one cuts off the outside about knee high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Cervelli, Francisco is his first name, but his dad likes to call him Francesco.
Francesco.
And Kang laid off that high fastball. 2-2. The rains have gone away in Colorado. They've restarted that game now. Washington 2, the Rockies 2. They've gone to the last of the 4th. Giants bullpen is working. That's a foul. Hunter Strickland is up. Leadoff triple by McCutchen, and he has scored the go-ahead run for the Pirates. 1 out, nobody on now. And Span on the move for this one. Gets there. 2 down. Now, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, John. Well, last night was pretty special. Kudos to the Giants fan base. The ovation they gave Ryan Vogelsong was a class act. Got his reaction to it. It's our Geico quote. Vogie said, "That first inning, man, I wasn't ready for it, the ovation. It just kind of threw me off a little bit. Awesome, though. Awesome." Those are the kind of moments you wish every guy would get to experience. It was that kind of moment. Mike, I know you said it gave you chills.
Well, it really did. And the ovation he got when he was introduced going out to the first, and then when he came off the field. I mean, think of this. I mean, he's an opposing player with a lead, and he got another incredible ovation. Bob Walk, who was a pitcher for many years and now does the color analyst for the Pirates, said, I've never seen anything like that. It's just a special place to play, and the fans here are just wonderful, and they really welcomed back Vogelsong last night. We'll all remember it.
And that stepped in there for a call strike. There's Vogie. And you truly could see that, because he's the game face guy, right? There's nothing. He's in his zone, and that's it. He doesn't talk to anybody, didn't look at anybody. And there he is out at the mound, and the fans started cheering for him before he'd ever thrown a pitch. It was almost like he didn't want to acknowledge that either. But finally, he couldn't help it. That's strike 2 call. Looked down at the ground. He kind of stared off in the distance, and finally he acknowledged the ovation. And I think it did throw him off a little bit there.
It did. Bob Walk thought that's the worst command that he's had in the first inning the whole year. You have to believe it was all the adrenaline.
That is right in there. Strike 3 call. 3-2 Pirates. This is Vogie when he came off the field. And just a great moment for a great former Giant.
Toyota. Hurry in for Toyota's annual clearance event to get an incredible deal on the 2016 Toyota you want before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places. By Kelly Moore Paints, celebrating 70 years at your neighborhood paint store. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
3-2 Pirates as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Brandon Belt going to lead things off here for the Giants in the bottom of the 6th. 0 for 2 so far tonight.
A little bit low from Taillon. Belt has popped up to second, and he was robbed of a hit by Josh Harrison, who had quite the inning back in the 3rd. He robbed 2 different Giants of base hits with diving plays.
That's a nice ability to command that curveball in a 1-0 count. The break on that curveball is a big one. It's not always an easy pitch to control.
That's a foul ball. 1-2 now. Belt had a 3-hit game here last night. Giants are trailing 3-2. Last of the 6th. They've only had 1 base runner since the first inning, since Buster's 2-run double in the first. Only 1 base runner. And there's that curveball again. Strike 3. Fifth strikeout for Taillon. Taillon, as Buster Posey comes up, he hit that double into the gap in right center that knocked in the first 2 Giants runs. Off his foot. And it's 0-1. Giants had 2 runs, 3 hits in the very first inning. Actually, they've had 2 base runners, but it came with 2 down in the 4th inning when Pence hit a double, and then Nunez walked. Joe Panic flied out to center. End of that. He had retired 10 in a row before the Pence double. He's retired 5 more in a row since those 2 runners reached in the 4th inning. This guy, he looks like he's got the stuff to be one of the premier pitchers, doesn't he?
No, you're right. I mean, Jameson Taillon has showed us 3 really good pitches. The fastball, it's mid-90s. He's commanded it well, both sides of the plate. The curveball is his go-to pitch, and he's got a good changeup.
Base hit for Buster. So Buster Posey with his 2nd hit of the game.
And he got that curveball. Not a hanger either. It just gives you an idea of what type of hands he's got. Not a lot of lower body in the swing. Left hip really flew open, but watch the hands stay back. Nice bat head control and steers it into right field for a 1-out knock. That is not a hanger.
So now Brandon Crawford. Crawford hit a ball in the 1st inning. Off the bat, looked like it'd be a hit right up the first base line and into right field, but Jaso was playing him right on the line. Blocked by Cervelli. Crawford then hit a fly ball to left in the 4th inning. So he's swung the bat pretty well tonight, but he's come up empty. 0 for 2. Hunter Strickland, you see how they're playing their defense. The shortstop way over toward the middle, playing him to pull. Hunter Strickland is up in the Giants bullpen meanwhile.
We'll see a lot of extreme defensive sets from Pittsburgh.
Left center field. That's going to get down. Posey not moving that well, though. And he's going to be held at 3rd. And I think ordinarily Buster would have scored on that one. But he's just not moving well. After missing a couple of days with the back stiffness.
Well, and all that figured into the mind of Roberto Kelly, knowing that Buster's not running that well. Now the middle infielders for the Pirates don't have blazers for arms. Jordy Mercer and Josh Harrison, I mean, they don't have the best of the National League middle infielders' arms. But even though down 1 run, it's 1 out. We got Hunter Pence up, who's swinging the bat well. In all likelihood, they're going to play the infield back. They'll give up a run. So all this in the equation. And Roberto Kelly put the stop sign up. It would have been a close play. Giants fans have been pretty hard on Roberto Kelly in the last couple of nights. They really shouldn't be. I don't think he's misjudged. First inning, we go back to Buster Posey, and you can see the grimace, and he's had lower back discomfort. And in the same at bat, he gets a hanging breaking ball with 2 men on, knocks them both in with a opposite field double. So definitely not 100%, but making a difference here offensively with the way he's swinging the bat tonight.
And even that ball, I think, and Buster's not a fast runner, but I think even Buster had an excellent shot for a triple, but he just wasn't moving well.
Yeah, normally he scores standing up.
So Pence trying to get at least one of these guys home. A ground ball to one of the middle infielders could do it, but again, remember, Buster's not moving well. Pence has lined out to right center and has doubled past the first base bag. Jared Hughes, a right-hander, warming up in the Pirates bullpen. Runners at second and third, one out. And now it's 0-2 to Pence.
Well, 0-2 on 2 fastballs. So now with an open base, they can try and pick them apart with 4 breaking balls in the dirt. We can see how the young right-hander handles this. In his mind, it's a strikeout situation, and that's what he's pitching for.
Eduardo Nunez on deck. A high fastball, and Pence went up and hit a soaring foul.
Well, I think the best bad ball hitter on this Giants team is in the batter's box right now. And especially when it comes to something that's above the strike zone. When he's hot, he can square up anything. He already has 1 hit tonight, an 0-2 count, and here he is sitting again in another 0-2 situation.
There's the ground ball. Buster heading for the plate, and the throw will go to first as the Giants tie the game. Crawford moved over to third at the same time, so the RBI for Hunter Pence. It's 3-3. So Buster Posey has had a hand at all 3 of the Giants' runs. He knocked in the first 2, and now he has scored the third one. So here's Nunez to try and put the Giants ahead. Crawford over at third, the possible go-ahead run. Nunez has struck out and walked. And a wild swing of the ball in the dirt. Expanded the strike zone a little bit there. Samardzija and pitching coach Dave Righetti talking it over. We're in the last of the 6th. 3-3. Knocked down by Cervelli.
That's a nervous moment. One thing with Tyone, we haven't seen him throw any scuds with that curveball. This is not a comfortable place to be if you're Francisco Cervelli, the catcher for the Pirates, because of that big curveball and runner at third.
That ball is hit well, but room for Polanco. The Giants get the 1 to tie the game. Dwayne Kuiper will be returning from the radio side. Top of the 7th inning. It's 3-3.
Toyota game 7 is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. We're all tied up here, 3 apiece as we go to the top of the 7th inning. And really everything pretty even. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Pirates, 3 runs, 6 hits for the Giants. Angel Pagan extended his hitting streak to 14 games. Jeff Samar just solid through 6 innings. And Jameson Taillon, the first time that we've had a look at him, he's been very good. That's your Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Right now it's Hunter Strickland. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts. 3-3 top of the 7th. Here again, Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, Mikey, as Jaso takes a strike. Yeah, it's never boring in this park. Look, there's a lot of things you can do. You can take a walk, take a lap, go down the slide. You can propose.
Yeah, you can propose. We had a proposal during the inning break. You always, I mean, you have to know it's going to be a yes. You can't get turned down in front of 41,000.
You know what I would really like to do before we stop doing this? Is just set it up where the woman says no. For the fans. Right to Crawford. You know, do like a make-believe.
Yeah. Punk the ballpark.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in.
I mean, it wouldn't take more than a moderate suggestion to your kids or my kids to set this thing up.
Well, you just had a proposal in your family.
Yeah. We did. That's right. And my daughter said yes. But that was for real.
Yeah, that was for real. This is the proposal we're talking about.
Yeah, all right. Now let's see if she's really excited. All right.
Can't breathe.
Hey, she's pinned. You excited? No.
Yeah. She was pretty excited.
She was excited. I don't want to downplay this. There's a foul back.
But you run the risk. So yeah, okay, we should set this up. Can't do it now for a couple weeks.
Just say no and walk out.
Yeah. Get up and leave.
Mercer back to the game. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball to Belt. Belt moving towards the line. Are we going to have a pinch hitter?
It's like Matt Joyce. They'll never forget Clemente. The great Roberto Clemente, number 21, retired in Pittsburgh, and many believe that number should be retired all around baseball.
Well, he was one of those players. I mean, we were what? Just starting our teenage years when we became familiar with Roberto Clemente. And I mean, he was in that era with Frank Robinson and Hank Aaron and that whole group. I mean, every team, Ernie Banks, they all had at least one great player. 2 a lot of times.
And that's something Bobby Bonds said when he was talking about what the National League was like when he was playing. And he asked me when we were teammates in 1979, he says, okay, you talk about, you look around our division, National League East, tell me how many guys you think are Hall of Famers. And I thought, you know, maybe 4 or 5 guys had a chance. Well, he says, when I played, there was 1 or 2 at least on every team.
That's right.
When you go talk about Milwaukee Braves, you got Matthews, you got Aaron, you got Spahn,
Torrey,
Joe Torre. Cubs had Billy Williams and Ernie Banks and Fergie Jenkins.
Santo.
Ron Santo. The Reds had Frank Robinson, and when he was playing, I guess Joe Morgan and Pete Rose were playing. Sure, they were on those teams.
Well, Pete was for sure. I think Joe got there a little later, but it was all within that time frame.
Dodgers, Koufax, Drysdale.
3-1 to Joyce. And you know, maybe the greatest example were the Giants. I mean, my goodness.
Now they had that guy. Willie Mays, McCovey, Cepeda, Perry, Marichal.
So Strickland, who really is a strike thrower, even though he throws hard, walks Joyce. And that'll bring up Josh Harrison.
Will Smith getting heated up in the Giants pen.
Yeah, they're playing again in Denver. Had I don't know, maybe a rain delay of a couple of hours.
Derek Law getting up. He'll join Will Smith.
Here it's 3-3. We've been in rain delays in Denver where they asked us to leave the booth because the weather was so bad.
And tornado warnings.
And they suggested that, well, listen, you go out here, you take a left. And there's a bunt, and it's a good bunt. And you're not going to have a chance as Harrison beats it out.
So a walk and a 2-out walk and a bunt base hit. Now all of a sudden it's white knuckling time.
Well, ground ball, walk, bunt. But so we're in Denver, and you had made kiddingly a statement that Tulowitzki has to know what's coming because he's hitting 9,000, and the people in Denver took that very serious. So they wanted us to evacuate into where the fans were. So I thought that was great. Crooks get to sit right with all those people. He gets to hang with them.
Yeah, I stayed in the booth. I took on the tornado. It was safer.
So here comes Bruce Bochy. Looks like Adrianza has got a glove. And it's going to be a double switch where Nunez is going to depart. Nunez, having spent his career in the National League, is thinking, by the way, this double switch thing stinks. I like it better when you have a DH. So it's going to be Derek Law coming in to face Starling Marte. We'll be back.
Presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
We've got a 3-3 ball game, and after 2 outs, the Pirates have made a little noise here in the 7th, and they've done is they've made this a bit more stressful, a walk and a bunt.
So Derek Law coming into this game 4-1 with a 1.97 ERA with 43 strikeouts and 45 2/3.
Marte singled off of Samardzija in the first, and then Samardzija struck him out the next 2 times up. And a strike, and it's 0-1. All right. Okay.
All I want for my birthday is to meet Amy G. Checked it off. See Krupa Kuip and get a Giants win.
Well, this qualifies. You can check that off.
Yeah.
Again, a long run for Hunter Pence. Heads up. It's been a dangerous area for you. It's 0-2.
And if you're wondering why you have one right-hander, Hunter Strickland, and then you take him out for another right-hander, and it has everything to do with the stuff that Derek Law has. And in the mind of Bruce Bochy, he thinks it's stuff better suited for the swing of Starling Marte.
That's right. And certainly, that's not a knock on Strickland. Well, that's
look at it. A little bit of an overthrow there. Try to muscle up on a fastball, throw a little too hard. You fly the front shoulder, drag the arm. But it is a tough pill to swallow if you're Hunter Strickland and you're thinking, what's going on here? But you have to get over it. I mean, it's mid-August.
.95 at the belt, side retired. Panic to lead things off. And we do have a pitching change. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. Antonio Bastardo, he's going to come in. He's a fastball slider guy. And the Giants saw Bastardo last night, where he pitched 1/3 of an inning. And he'll be facing Panic, and then Adrianza, who's a switch hitter, and then Span. So Derek Law comes in and does a nice job. So Joe Panic is struck out, and he's flied out to center field. He will try to reach here in the 7th. Get something going. And Bastardo throws, and there's a strike on the outside corner.
Fastball, low 90s, slider, changeup. And the slider, you're going to see a lot of those if you're hitting left-handed against Bastardo.
This is hit on the ground to Harrison. 1 out.
Take a look at the last pitch right across the letters that gets the swing and miss strike 3 from Starling Marte from Derek Law. And we're going to make this our Ford right choice. The skipper wanted to match his stuff up against his swing, and he makes his skipper look good. And right there to greet him is Hunter Strickland, our Ford right choice.
Here's Adrianza batting for the first time. And he fouls it back, and it's 0-1. With Denard Span on deck, we are in the bottom of the 7th inning. Down the right field line, and that's going to be extra bases for Adrianza. Polanco digging it out, and Adrianza is going to drop anchor as the ball kicks away from Harrison. So nice at bat for Adrianza.
Got 1 out double, and boy, he went beautifully with the outside location. Fastball, he tried to just sneak it in the outside corner, and he left it up around the belt. And just a nice job of staying back and going with that location.
That's pretty nice.
Beautiful, but beautiful bat indeed.
Span is 1 for 3. He had an infield hit in the first, and then he's played pepper with Josh Harrison at second. Good speed at second in Adrianza. Adrianza, he got a nice lead, and he could have had a great jump as the first pitch is down low. But this is one of those where if you think about stealing third, you better make it.
Jared Hughes, the right-hander, starting to get heated now for the Pirates. The way that Jordy Mercer, the shortstop for the Pirates, is playing in defense of Denard Span really allows him to get very close to the bag. It's going to affect Adrianza's lead.
This is lined right at. And now the throw to second. Not in time.
Ooh.
You get an idea of Marte's arm. Nice at bat from Span. And that'll bring up Pagan.
Well, Marte will bait you too. But that is an absolute missile. And Adrianza just does get back. Pirates are looking at it.
Well, it's the 7th inning. I'm actually a little surprised they're not having them look at it.
Yeah, well, I agree with you.
Bastardo, as mentioned, only pitched a third of an inning last night. The one hitter he faced is the guy coming in right now, and that's Pagan. And he had Pagan retired on a pop-up to second. So the Giants can take the lead here with a base hit.
And they're giving Pagan the right side. Josh Harrison, the second base, has really played over towards the bag, and they're giving him a hole on that right side. So we started taking a little bit too much time. Pagan says, I think I'm going to step out.
And a strike, and it's 0-1. Pagan singled in the first. He's bounced out and struck out.
So Bastardo finally going to talk about it. He called Cervelli out. And when you see a middle infielder comes in, usually means you're changing the signs. I mean, the guys you trust the least when they're at second base are middle infielders. And Adrianza is that. And they're guys that can read signs well from a catcher.
Catchers.
And catchers, you don't like catchers out there.
And Pagan's going to ask for time again.
Now people are starting to get a little ticked off about it. But it may be what Josh Harrison was talking about when he was talking to Bastardo. Hey, listen, we can pick this guy off. Harrison very aggressive. I mean, he wants a pickoff. And he's very quick to converge to second base.
Oh, 2. So Pagan now has to fight. It's no balls and 2 strikes. And he skies it out to left. And that'll end the inning. 8th inning coming up. It remains 3-3.
have recap for fans at home for some of the Giants who are a little worse for the wear. Josh Osich threw yesterday. He's here with the team today. He's feeling much better. He is scheduled to throw back-to-back games Thursday and Friday with the River Cats. Mac Williamson played tonight. 7 innings of work he got with AAA, and Corey Guerin is going to pitch tomorrow in Sacramento. Gentlemen?
All right, good news. Here's McCutchen. And McCutchen takes a breaking ball for a strike. McCutchen, 2 hits against Samardzija. The last, a triple to open up the 6th. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2.
2 good breaking balls. And you know there's a lot of people in Pittsburgh right now watching this ball game. Derek Law, raised in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, a lot at Frank's Pizza.
Yep. We had Derek Law got the win in one of the games there. Giants won 3 out of 4 in Pittsburgh, and we interviewed him after the game. So what are you going to do? He goes, I'm going to go out and crush some Frank's Pizza. It was great.
It's 2-2.
We also got on the elevator when we left the ballpark, and we stopped a floor above when we were going to get off, and about 15 people got on, and we could tell they were Derek Law's family. So the door closed, and we said, who is the winning pitcher tonight? And 15 people in unison said, Derek Law. It was great.
Oh, it was very funny. 2-2 pitch to McCutchen with Polanco on deck. Buster Posey had asked for time. Full count, so now you got to come in.
Now this is a big pitch because you can't walk him. He's got speed. You can't just groove one. He's got power.
The triple in the 6th was on a 3-1 pitch. So this will be a 3-2 pitch.
Tried to quick pitch it, and that's the leadoff walk you wanted to avoid.
Well, now you got Polanco. Polanco is 0 for 3. So McCutchen on base for the 3rd time. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Adrianza is even with the bag at 3rd, right at the cut of the grass. Crawford deep and playing Polanco to pull. Boy, close. 1 ball and 1 strike. Phillies and Nicasio. Back. Ooh, big swing. It's 1-2.
So tough to throw a fastball by Polanco. But this is where Derek Law likes to get you. He gets an 0-2 or 1-2 count on you. He can drop those curveballs He's got a curveball, a slider, he's got a changeup. He's got 3 good specialty pitches he can strike you out with.
Just high, 2-2. So, well, rubbing up the new baseball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's thrown 14 pitches. Maybe McCutchen goes here. We'll see. 2-2. Fouled at the plate. Good pitch. Boyle.
It was. Polanco did well just to get a piece of that one.
It's amazing what a leadoff walk will do the entire inning.
Well, in a tie ball game late, you bet. I mean, it makes it a stress inning. You're mad at yourself because you did it to yourself when you're out there on the mound. That's how you think. Beautiful thing about Eric Law are all of his specialty pitches. Changeup, curveball, and a slider. They can get a ground ball, and he can also do it with a 2-seam fastball.
So it's 2-2. So 2-2 pitch. And a full count.
And the 3-ball count. Lots of pitches.
Unless there's something wrong with McCutchen health-wise, you would think that he would be going 3-2.
I would assume that he will be running.
Hit out into center field. Span's going to catch and McCutchen's going to tag. There's the catch and there's the throw, and McCutchen stays.
Your job as a first base runner is you've got to draw that throw. Earlier in McCutchen's career, he runs to second base standing up. But clearly not running like he used to. But hey, it's August. Everybody's got a few dings.
Gong is 0 for 3. And a strike, and it's 0-1. This is the 8th. Both teams scored a run in the 6th. And another strike, and it's 0-2. Gong will step out.
He wasn't up there looking for a fastball. Giants have thrown a lot of pitches out of the strike zone to Gong in 2 strike counts, and he's been pretty disciplined. He hasn't really gone fishing.
And now McCutchen goes. Posey's throw on the money, and they got him.
The catchers get that second instinct and anticipation when this guy's going to go. And I think Posey had everything to do with how he called that pitch. He calls a fastball away. He's cheating. It's almost like a semi pitch out. Reaches across the body. He's cocked and unloads a pearl. And that's a big play, obviously, in a tie ball game. not close.
So it's 1-2 to gone. Struck well into center field. Span back and gone. And that's the one thing you got to worry about, is giving up to Big Fly after 2 outs. Keep it in the yard, and it didn't happen.
2 strike, 2 out, home run. And Gone to tell you right there, I mean, he doesn't make 2-strike adjustments. I mean, he's trying to search and destroy. He's a 40 home run guy out of Korea, and he's got power. And he takes on the deep part of the yard, and this is a fastball right at the belt, and he backspins it right out of the yard. And Derek Law can't believe it.
Well, it's the one thing. Cervelli is 1 for 3.
Most home runs allowed since the All-Star break, and that's in the National League. Now the Diamondbacks, the Reds, you would say, well, yeah, their ballpark would warrant that, but the Giants, hard to explain, but it has hit them hard.
Here's the 0-1 in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cervelli doubled and scored in the second. So you get by the walk. And then the home run. It's 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, it's deflating for a guy who's thinking, all right, I'm 1 strike away from getting out of it. And then all of a sudden, boom.
Now he's thrown a couple of close pitches that have not gone his way. It's 3-1.
Well, you got to get your focus back, and it's not easy when you've given up the lead late as a reliever.
So Dave Righetti's going to come out.
And very quickly, Sergio Romo heading down.
Join us tomorrow. We get a day game tomorrow. Pre-game live will start at noon. And the game will start right at the bottom of the hour at 12:30. And it'll be the final game of this series. Last time the Giants will see the Pirates, unless it comes down to some postseason action. So join us. Matt Cain will make the start tomorrow. And they'll face a guy that they faced in New York when the Giants played the Yankees. It'll be Ivan Nova. Pitched pretty good against the Giants in that start. Here's John Jaso, and he takes high, 1-0. Jaso doubled in the second. Since then he's struck out and bounced out. Down low, 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, I think right now his concentration has sort of drifted away. He needs to get it back. And you can do that. But it really is one of the hardest things for any reliever to do. I mean, it happens to everybody if you play long enough. And when you give it up, your next thought should be, now I need to minimize. I need to keep that deficit at 1 run.
And a strike, so it's 2-1 for the Giants in the 8th inning. They'll have Belt, Posey, and Crawford. Those are your 3 scheduled hitters. Tapped out in front of home plate. It's going to be Law to pick it up. Drops it, throws, and they got him. And that'll end the inning. So damage done. Gong hits the home run. Pirates are going to take a look at it as the Giants linger.
Did he get him? Oh yeah. They won't contest that.
So the home run gives the Pirates the lead. And the Giants will have Belt, Posey, and Crawford coming up.
Series this weekend starting Thursday through Sunday, and you can join us Friday the 19th as we celebrate Tony Bennett's 90th birthday right here at the Yard. And Sunday the 21st, first 25,000 fans will receive a reusable grocery tote presented by MLB Network. sfgiants.com/tickets. Get you seats.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So Neftali Perez, the new pitcher for the Pirates. Take a look at what he has done this year. 4-0, 2.91 ERA, 52 strikeouts. I mean, he's got some great stuff.
Threw 18 pitches in the game last night as he faces Belt. And Belt takes low and away, 1 ball and no strikes.
Neftali Feliz, I think I said Perez. Beg your pardon.
I knew who you meant. That was a strike.
Well, hey. I mean, I owe this guy. I got to get his name right for crying out loud. You're going to see a healthy fastball. We saw him right up around 100 miles an hour in Pittsburgh. He's got the 4 pitches too. I mean, a lot of guys that throw 100, they're pretty much 1 or 2 pitch dimensional, but he's got 4 pitches. Curveball, slider, changeup.
So to Belt, it's 3-1. As Buster Posey waits on deck. Belt with a good rip. It's 3-2.
Now the guy's throwing 97. I mean, he's going to supply some power for you. And you get a 3-1 advantage. Look, one speed, one location, like he did.
And Belt takes the walk.
So Phillies puts himself in the stretch with a walk. And Posey's had a good night with the bat, going to come up, and he's the go-ahead run. And if you're Bruce Bochy, it's the kind of scenario you like. First inning of hanging 2-strike breaking ball with 2 on, and Posey launched it in the right center field gap. Gave the Giants a 2-1 lead at the time.
So Belt at first. And it's outside to Buster Posey, 1-0. Buster's only faced Phillies one time. He's 1 for 1.
Yep, it's rally cap time. Everybody has to figure out their own rally cap.
It's a healthy rip and a foul back. Yes. That could be the hat of the day every day.
Well, I think that's the first time we've seen it at night. We usually see it daytime.
Yeah, it's usually late though when the Seagulls come out. High, it's 2 balls and a strike.
Speaking of the Seagulls, they're
waiting. Three and 1.
So now if you're Posey, you have a chance to gamble.
Well, he leaned on, I think it was the 1-0 pitch. He's going to lean on this one too. Freeze is at first. Holding on Belt. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. And this is going to end up being a double play ball. 2 down. So Buster hits it right on the nose, and that'll bring up Crawford.
Phillies went right at him, and Buster hit it right on the button. So it goes.
So here's Crawford. Crawford doubled in the 6th inning. And he takes a rip and fouls it straight back and out of play.
Guy's moving pretty good. She's waiting patiently. Yeah, don't show it to him first. Her first.
And a strike to Crawford. It's 0-2.
There you go.
Of course.
Out of it. Well done, my friend.
Well done. And the 0-2 pitch. Here it is to Crawford. And he got him. And that'll end the inning. Ninth inning coming up. Live right here on CSN Bay Area. Billy Johnson and Fallon Smith, they'll do the honors. You get highlights of this game, you get training camp reports for both the Raiders and the 49ers. Here's Santiago Casilla. It's time for a change. The Expedia Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So Santiago Casilla on board now to try and keep this game at a 1-run deficit and see what he has done. Giants closer.
Maybe.
Mercer 0 for 2. And it's no balls and 2 strikes.
A little cutter.
Freeze is on deck. Pretty good pitch, 1 and 2.
Again, the cutter just a bit low, perhaps a bit outside.
For the Giants in the bottom of the 9th, they'll have Pence, and then a pinch hitter, and then Panic. 2 and 2. Giants have Trevor Brown as the right-handed pinch hitter, with Watson in the bullpen. This is popped up. Pence, Panic, and Panic makes a nice running catch. 1 out. And here's Freeze. Here's Watson. He's hitting at 283. With Harrison to follow. He's got power. You got to be careful with Freeze. 11 home runs, 46 runs batted in.
And I don't think of him as a home run guy, more of a doubles guy, and he's got outstanding opposite field power to right center. I mean, if he played this ballpark, he would have 10 triples a year. That is his spot. He drives that opposite field gap, right-handed hitter to right center field as good as anybody. That's his happy zone.
Two balls, no strikes.
Take a look at the direction of the home runs. I mean, they're all going to right field. We talk about his opposite field power, and that shows you.
There's a strike, 2-2.
His opposite field approach is something that we were impressed with the first day we saw him hit the big leagues.
Got him.
Not this time.
It's amazing when you think about David Freese. You see the strikeout after what he did in postseason for the Cardinals and where he's from. You would think this guy's a lock to stay in that town and play for 15 years.
Yeah, he's one of their own.
A St. Louis kid who was a World Series MVP. The Cardinals traded to the Angels. They got Randall Grichuk in that deal. Who's got lots and lots of potential. One ball and no strikes. And the pitch is wide. It's 2-0.
Well, you sign the dotted line as a professional player, and you never really know where your career is going to take you. But I mean, when Freese signed and came up with the Cardinals, being from St. Louis, I don't think he ever envisioned he'd wear another uniform.
No, and then to do what he did, goodness. And a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. If Harrison reaches, you're looking at Marte, who's on deck. It's 4-3 Pirates here in the 9th. And the walk. So here's Marte. Marte singled in the first, and then he struck out the next 3 times up. Get those cleats cleaned at the bottom, so you're not pitching off of a clump.
Well, there's such a high composite of clay in the mounds, which is great because mounds hold up. They don't have holes in them where guys land with their plant stride steps. But then when you get clay in your spikes, that's the one drawback about clay. It's tough to get them clean. Got to hold the runner on.
Yeah, Harrison will take off. He stole the bag in the 5th, and that was his 16th of the year.
Garcia slowing it down.
Two and 0.
And now all of a sudden he has created count leverage for Marte.
Will Smith is going to get up. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike.
That's a good sinker. They have pounded Marte in on that knee-high corner in the inside part of the plate with sink from the right-handers tonight, and he has had troubles with that movement.
Hit out to Pence. And that'll end the inning. So Pence makes the catch, and Pence is going to lead things off. Giants need 1 to tie and 2 to go home.
New pitcher now for the Pirates will be their closer, Tony Watson. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. This is what he has done. You say, well, gee, just 5 saves? Well, 30 saves walked out of their bullpen when Mark Melancon was traded to the Washington Nationals. Tony Watson then became the closer. He is 5 for 8 in save ops. And when you take your bats against him, you're going to see a mid-90s fastball with a slider and a changeup. So Francisco Cervelli out there to give some final instructions.
So here's Pence. Hunter Pence is 1 for 3. He doubled down the right field line in the 4th inning. And here he hits a high fly ball center field. And McCutchen is going to go back and make the catch. He just missed it.
Yeah, he got underneath it. That ball was struck well. Just too much height.
So here's Brown. Talk about Gong hitting his out and then Pence just missing it. There's not a whole lot of difference.
Yeah, you're talking quarter inch.
So here's Brown. And Brown rolls this one into the hole. And Mercer has it scored under his glove. So the Giants with a little hope. And it'll be an error on Mercer, and here's Panic. That's got the spirit.
Oh yeah, they're not going anywhere. Got to believe, right?
Got to.
Al Ruby used to say that. Tug McGraw.
So Blanco's going to pinch run.
Went down to a backhand and just could not get down low enough.
Down low to Joe Panic. And that's a fair ball down the left field line. Everybody get out of the way. Blanco to third. Panic into second with a double. And here's Adrianza.
They tried to go inside with the pitch. Leaks out with a little cut going across the plate. And they played the defense well off the line. Third, and Panic just simply beats the scout report. And there was nothing they could do about it. And it sets it up for Adrianza.
And Adrianza is going to be walked. It's going to be up to Denard Span. So they really, it's not so much who the hitter is setting up the force play. But Ray Sears, here comes Ray Sears. Trying to figure out some strategy here.
Well, either going to intentionally walk him or not. I mean,
usually they could be saying, look, do you want to try making some pitches? And
now they know that Adrianza is not an everyday player, so I think they may think with Tony Wilson's stuff, you could throw pitches that start on a corner and fall off the strike zone. Maybe get ahead, try and strike him out. I mean, it's going to be Wilson's call here as to what he wants to do. You pay that much respect to your closer, especially a guy who almost has a strikeout inning.
Nope, play ball.
But they give him a 1-0 count.
And this is not going to do it. 2 outs. So here's Span.
Well, Span's he's got a great opposite field approach against lefties. Something has always been a strength, and look at the career numbers, 2 for 3 lifetime. Panic has a little better than average speed, but a great arm in left field with Marte. But Panic's going to get a 2-out jump.
This should do it. And that's the ball game. So opportunity wasted for the Giants in the 9th. Second and third with 1 out. And the Giants come up empty.
Yeah, another frustrating night, and just an unlikely way to lose. The 2-strike, 2-out tie ball game, a home run that's center field. It just is another tough one to swallow.
So game 2 of this series goes to the Pirates. Final score: Pirates 4, Giants 3. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews, and the wrap starts right now.